You did it. You paid off the debt, every last dollar. And right now, you're probably feeling one of two things, either pure relief or complete confusion, because nobody ever told you what comes next. You've spent months, maybe years, telling yourself, once I'm debt-free, everything changes. And now that day is here, and you're sitting there thinking, what do I actually do with this money now? Here's the truth most financial channels won't say out loud. Getting out of debt was the hard part emotionally, but building wealth is where most people make their biggest mistakes. They go from paying off debt to just spending more. Lifestyle inflation kicks in. The money that used to go to creditors starts going to restaurants, vacations, new cars, and 5 years later, they're broke again. That is not going to be you, because in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to give you the exact wealth-building roadmap I'd follow the day after becoming debt-free, step by step, in the right order. Let's build something real. Welcome back to Chris Finance. If you're new here, this video is the follow-up to my debt payoff video, where I walked through how to eliminate $30,000 in debt in 18 months. If you haven't seen that one, I'll link it right up here. Go watch it first, then come back. For everyone who's already debt-free or getting close, this one is for you. Here's where we're starting from. You've just paid off your debt. You now have, let's say, $1,500 to $2,000 a month that used to go to debt payments. That money is now free. That is your wealth-building fuel, and how you direct that fuel over the next 3 to 5 years will determine whether you retire comfortably, build generational wealth, or end up right back where you started. I'm going to walk you through 7 moves in order. Don't skip ahead. The order matters. Let's go.
Move 1. Build your real emergency fund. Your financial foundation. Move 1 is not glamorous, but it is non-negotiable. While you were paying off debt, you had a small $1,000 emergency buffer, just enough to stop you from going back into debt during a crisis. That was survival mode. Now it's time to build a real emergency fund. The standard rule is 3 to 6 months of living expenses, but let me give you the nuance nobody talks about. If you have a stable job, a partner who also works, and no dependents, 3 months is fine. If you're self-employed, have kids, own a home, or work in a volatile industry, go 6 months, maybe more. Where do you keep this money? Not a regular checking account earning 0.01% interest, not under your mattress. You put it in a high-yield savings account. Right now, in 2026, the best HYSAs are paying meaningful interest. Your emergency fund should be working for you while it sits there. How fast should you build this? With the $1,800 a month you freed up from debt payments, you could fully fund a $9,000 emergency fund in just 5 months. 5 months. Then you move on. This is your financial foundation. Everything else we're about to talk about is built on top of it. Without this, one bad month can unravel everything. Move 2. Capture the free money first. Your employer is offering free returns. Are you taking them? This is the move that shocks people when they realize they've been leaving money on the table. If your employer offers a 401k match and you are not contributing at least enough to get the full match, you are turning down free money every single month. Let me make this concrete. Say you earn $60,000 a year. Your employer matches 50 cents for every dollar you contribute, up to 6% of your salary. If you contribute 6%, that's $3,600 from you, your employer adds $1,800. That's a 50% instant return on your money before the market does anything. There is no investment on earth that guarantees you a 50% return the day you make it. This is the closest thing to it. If you are not contributing during your debt payoff or were contributing below the match threshold, fix this first before anything else in this list. Go to your HR portal this week. Increase your 401k contribution to at least the match threshold. That's move 2. It takes about 10 minutes, and it will compound for decades. Move 3. Eliminate high-interest debt for good. A quick but critical check. Now, I know, you paid off your debt. That's why you're watching this video. But I have to ask you an honest question. Do you have any remaining debt above 7% interest? A car loan at 9%, a personal loan at 11%, a credit card balance that crept back up? If yes, before you invest heavily, pay those off first. Here's the logic. The stock market has historically returned around 7 to 10% annually on average over the long run. If you're paying 9% or 11% interest on debt, that debt is a guaranteed negative return. You can't reliably beat it by investing. Pay it off, then invest. If your remaining debt is below 6%, a mortgage, a federal student loan, that math flips. You're better off investing than rushing to pay them down. At low rates, debt becomes a tool, not a trap. Clean slate confirmed? Good. Let's build.
Move 4. Max out your tax-advantaged accounts. The wealth accelerator most Americans underuse. This is where wealth actually starts to compound, and I cannot stress this enough. The accounts you use to invest matter just as much as what you invest in. The U.S. tax code has gifted everyday Americans with some incredibly powerful tools. Most people barely use them. Account 1, the 401k or 403b. You already captured the employer match in Move 2. Now, if you have extra cash flow, consider pushing your contribution higher. The 2026 contribution limit for a 401k is $23,500 if you're under 50. If you're 50 or older, you get a catch-up contribution that pushes it even higher. Every dollar you put in reduces your taxable income right now. You grow it tax-deferred, and in retirement, you pay taxes only when you withdraw. Account 2, the Roth IRA. This is my personal favorite account for most Americans, especially those under 50. You contribute after-tax dollars, but the growth and all the withdrawals in retirement are completely tax-free. The 2026 contribution limit is $7,000 per year, $8,000 if you're 50 or older. There are income limits. If you earn above a certain threshold, you may need to use a backdoor Roth strategy, which I'll cover in a separate video. But for most Americans watching this, especially those who just paid off debt and are rebuilding, the Roth IRA is one of the most powerful tools available to you. Open one today if you don't have one. Fidelity, Vanguard, and Schwab all offer them with no account minimums. Account 3, the HSA, Health Savings Account. If you have a high-deductible health plan, you qualify for an HSA. And here's what makes it extraordinary. It's the only account in America with a triple tax advantage. Contributions are tax-deductible, growth is tax-free, and withdrawals for medical expenses are tax-free. After age 65, you can withdraw for any reason and just pay regular income tax, making it function like a traditional IRA. The 2026 contribution limits are $4,300 for individuals and $8,550 for families. So here's the priority order for your freed-up cash flow. 401k up to the employer match, always first. Pay off any debt above 7% interest. Max out your Roth IRA, $7,000 a year. Max out your HSA if eligible, $4,300 individual. Go back and max your 401k up to $23,500, then invest in a taxable brokerage account. Follow this waterfall. It's not complicated, but it has to be in the right order. Move 5. Invest in the right things. Keep it simple. Keep it growing. Now for the question everybody asks. What do I actually invest in? And I'm going to give you the honest answer, not the exciting one. The answer is broad, low-cost index funds. And for most people watching this, that's all you ever need. I know that might sound anticlimactic. You are expecting hot stock tips, crypto plays, real estate secrets. But the truth is, study after study shows that the majority of professional fund managers, people who do this full-time, fail to beat a simple S&P 500 index fund over a 10 to 20-year period. So why would you try to pick stocks and beat them? The Core 3, a simple portfolio for most Americans. Option A, the One Fund Solution, a total U.S. market index fund or an S&P 500 index fund. That's it. One fund, automatic diversification across 500 of America's biggest companies, low fees, proven returns over decades. Look for funds with an expense ratio below 0.10%. Vanguard's VOO, Fidelity's FZROX, and Schwab's SCHB are all examples of this type of low-cost fund. Always verify current offerings and fees before investing. Option B, the 3-fund portfolio. This is slightly more diversified, a classic strategy loved by long-term investors. Total U.S. Market Fund, some 60%. Total International Market Fund, some 30%. U.S. Bond Fund, some 10%. Increase this percentage as you get closer to retirement. That's it. 3 funds. Rebalance once a year. Let it grow. What about real estate? Real estate is a legitimate wealth-building tool, but it comes with complexity: tenants, maintenance, illiquidity, large capital requirements. If you're interested in real estate exposure without buying property, look into REITs, real estate investment trusts. They trade like stocks, pay dividends, and give you real estate exposure without being a landlord. What about individual stocks? If you want to pick individual stocks, fine, but keep it to no more than 10% of your portfolio. Your serious wealth goes in index funds. Think of stock picking as the entertainment portion of your portfolio. Boring works, simple works, consistent works. The people who got rich slowly in America didn't do it by chasing the next hot thing. They bought index funds, left them alone, and let compound interest do the work over decades.
Move 6. Build real assets beyond the stock market. Investing in the market is essential, but generational wealth, the kind that can actually change your family's trajectory, usually involves owning real assets. There are 3 worth talking about. Asset 1, your home. If you don't own a home and homeownership makes sense for your life, this is worth seriously considering as a next step. Your mortgage payment builds equity. Equity is an asset you own. Rent builds your landlord's equity, not yours. Now, I'm not saying rush out and buy a house the moment you're debt-free. The math has to work. In many U.S. cities right now, renting is still financially smarter depending on how long you plan to stay. Run the numbers for your specific situation. But if you're planning to stay somewhere for 5 or more years and you can afford a down payment without destroying your emergency fund, home ownership is worth serious consideration. Asset 2, a business or side income that scales. There's a ceiling on how wealthy you can get from a salary alone. A business, even a small one, has no ceiling. This doesn't mean you need to quit your job tomorrow. It means starting to think about whether there's a skill, service, or product you can turn into income that doesn't require you to trade every hour for every dollar. Even $500 to $2,000 a month in extra business income, invested consistently over 10 years, can add hundreds of thousands of dollars to your net worth. Asset 3, your own skills and earning power. This one gets overlooked in financial content because you can't put it in a spreadsheet, but the single highest return investment you can make is increasing your own income. A certification, a degree, a skill upgrade, anything that moves you from $55,000 a year to $80,000 a year is worth more in lifetime wealth than almost any stock pick. Don't just think about how to invest what you earn, think about how to earn more to invest. Both levers matter. Move 7. Protect what you're building. Wealth without protection is just luck. Last move, and this is the one most people skip entirely until it's too late. You've worked incredibly hard to get here. You fought your way out of debt. You're building real wealth now. One catastrophic event, an illness, a lawsuit, a death, or a disability can erase everything overnight if you don't have the right protection in place. 4 things every wealth builder needs. 1. Term life insurance. If anyone depends on your income, a spouse, kids, aging parents, you need term life insurance. For most people, a 20 or 30-year term policy is affordable and adequate. Get quotes online. Don't wait. 2. Disability insurance. This one shocks people. You are statistically far more likely to become disabled before retirement than to die before retirement. If you can't work,
What happens to your wealth building plan? Short and long-term disability insurance answers that question. 3. An estate plan. This is not just for the wealthy. A basic will, a healthcare directive, and a power of attorney document are things every adult should have. Without a will, the state decides what happens to your money and your assets. Don't let that happen. 4. Adequate health insurance. Medical debt is the #1 cause of bankruptcy in America. One hospital stay without proper coverage can set you back years. Make sure your coverage is real, not just technically compliant. Building wealth is a long game. Protection makes sure you don't get knocked out of the game by something you didn't see coming.
Let's bring it all home. Here's your complete wealth-building roadmap, the 7 moves in order. Move 1, build a real emergency fund, 3 to 6 months of expenses in a high-yield savings account. Move 2, capture your full employer 401k match, free money, always first. Move 3, eliminate any remaining debt above 7% interest. Move 4, max out tax-advantaged accounts in order, Roth IRA, HSA, then full 401k. Move 5, invest in low-cost index funds. Keep it simple, keep it consistent. Move 6, build real assets, a home, a business, your own earning power. Move 7, protect everything you're building with insurance and an estate plan. I want to say something to everyone watching this. Getting out of debt is an incredible achievement, but it's the starting line for wealth, not the finish line. The people who truly change their financial lives are the ones who take the discipline they built during the debt payoff and redirect it toward building something. They don't loosen up the moment the debt is gone. They pivot. You've already proven you can do hard things. This next chapter is just pointing that same energy in a new direction. If this video helped you, hit the like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more people who need it. Drop in the comments, what's your first move now that you're debt-free? I read every single comment. And if you haven't seen the debt payoff video that leads into this one, it's right here. Watch it, share it with someone who needs it. I'll see you in the next one. Let's build.